All righty.
Yeah, my boys.
Steiny Guru, joined by Willard and Dibs. Hey, guys.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Wow, hello.
Thirsty Thursdays, Dibs.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was listening earlier, and Steiny made reference in one segment about how you guys hadn't fought yet, or maybe you said
I
it.
think I did.
And then, like, the very next segment, you started fighting.
And what he dissed Jay-Z. Yeah, that.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, no doubt.
Unacceptable.
Hey, Mark, you've lived in San Francisco and L.A.,
off.
right?
Yeah.
I have.
You lived anywhere
And
else?
Boise.
Yep.
Where else?
For two summers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if that counts. Like how long
No,
do you
it
have
does.
to be somewhere?
2 years count.
Yeah, like I did two 4-month stints in Idaho.
Okay.
And outside of that, it's been
Well, San Luis Obispo for college.
San Diego.
Okay, so
for a short time.
I happened to walk in today, Dibs, and I hear Willard and Dibs. I'm sorry, I hear Willard and Guru talking, and they both sound very knowledgeable on life on the East Coast. And
Okay.
I was just a little curious. Where'd you guys?
This is a real quick
I wasn't
Willard.
sharing any knowledge.
Yeah, you say
This is an episode of Three's Company. He
Man.
came in and heard one part and assumed he knew what the whole cooking.
Go ahead, Steiny. What knowledge did I impart?
No, all I was hearing was, "Hey, we're not like that here. The East Coast
Steiny
is
is something
different."
It is.
Okay, I just wanted to,
Like that. Well, this is breaking news.
Oh,
Hit the
man.
sound of breaking news.
It may be breaking news for a guy that's never lived in one of the
Hit the
areas.
breaking
Well,
news.
let me guess, you're not crazy about the East Coast.
It
Oh,
has
I love the
nothing
East
to do
Coast.
about
I
it.
love the East Coast.
You were ear hustling, as we say, Steiny.
Actually, I wouldn't even just make it about the East. I would argue.
Well, I didn't hear the point.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't hear any of it, which is why you're making the points that you're making, which I don't even know if
There
they're
you
points.
go.
But yeah, like
It didn't go along with the bit.
There's
there.
a difference.
She stuck it to me there. No, I tried to get into a
stuck it
subject.
to me.
But it's good.
Yeah. He could have referenced Biggie and said, if I had to choose the coast, I'd have to choose the East.
I should have just said, hey, I couldn't help but notice you guys were talking about the East Coast, West Coast.
were.
Do you mind me asking to butt in?
He wanted
yes,
to be a part.
we do. There you go.
Well, there it is.
Well, I'll let you guys finish up then.
Yeah.
Dibs, I got
What
an
are we
announcement.
talking about?
I got an announcement.
No, what?
I am officially retiring the Jamie Lee Curtis perfect line. Because Dibs, he keeps count. He told me, Goo, you're using it too much. So, Dibs, it's done.
Thank you.
I used it on Acho. We had Acho today.
Acho was great.
That was
Acho
fun.
was
I
great.
didn't like Acho, though, because I love Acho, but he says he's a voter now for the MVP. Evan, you got the sound? Can we hear it? Let you guys hear it.
No, I'd love to hear it
Yeah.
because Acho backed up something I've been saying for a long time
hear it.
in terms of
'Cause I think this is so unfair.
in terms of the import of one Brock Purdy. Yes.
I've been made an official MVP voter this year, and there's two scoreboards, but there's also two realities, family. And the two realities is we cannot forget how Brock Purdy and the Niners offense looked without Debo, and more importantly, for my money, without Trent Williams. Like, Brock Purdy would have to do a lot to enter into that MVP conversation, because when Trent Williams was gone and the offense was anemic, again, Cleveland Browns, Trent gets hurt. Brock Purdy, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Then the following week, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, Vikings. Following week, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, Bengals. I can't forget how you looked without Trent. So how dare I say that you're the most valuable player when you weren't capable of elevating that team over a Vikings team, over a Browns team, over a Bengals team without Trent? Brock, to me, is a dog. Brock is a dog. I love me some Brock Purdy. I'm probably the highest national analyst on television on Brock Purdy.
Nope.
But I can't forget how you looked without 71. I can't do it.
So what he went on to say was he has, like, he takes
Trent
this
Williams,
seriously.
number 4.
Yeah.
He made his list, and Trent Williams is the highest Niner on his MVP vote.
Trent Williams is fantastic.
But he ain't
There's
getting it.
larger points, and of course he's not getting it because of the larger
So you're going to
conversation.
judge Purdy's
Like, he's
off
not
for
even
those? I was
Trent-
worried about
Trent
Purdy
Williams-
for those 3 games. I was nervous, but to say he's not going to get the vote because of those 3 games is kind of unfair. There's 14 more.
Oh, he's completely speaking as many MVP voters will. There's no doubt. He's not the first one to say that. So there's a larger conversation there. But before we get to any of it, How many times did he call you guys fam? I didn't like
no,
that.
family.
No, I
That's
know.
street
I know
jealous.
exactly. No, not jealous.
Dibs, family.
I
The two
love
of
it.
them. The
I
two
love
of them.
it.
Put it on
Yeah.
thick.
You've never spoken to him before in your life.
Yes,
no,
we
we
have.
had 2 times. We had him 2 times.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 times.
So
Yeah,
it's the
fam. Yeah.
second time.
Yeah, third time.
You've
Third
never
time.
you've never met him in person.
No, never.
And he's calling you fam
that's
all
the
day.
street
It
yeah.
felt
What up,
disingenuous to
family?
me.
Yeah.
It felt disingenuous.
Steiny's got a relative that I heard about earlier in the show who he's never met. Some other Stein met, some hunchback who was in a canoe and he was.
Boy, he doesn't hear the end.
No, but you never met him,
Tell the
and he's family.
He's not family. I made that
It
up.
was a
Oh,
bit.
jeez.
Dibs, it hurt me.
I feel burned now.
I dropped
You know what
down
that makes me? It makes
3
me,
minutes.
no, it was 8 minutes.
It was at least 8 because I was there for.
got snookered.
I got snookered.
I was like, oh my god.
And as an audience member, you burned me.
Yeah.
It's going to take some burn cream for me to get over this one.
Oh,
And you went so far as to make fun of them for making fun of your alleged relative for being a hunchback.
It's like War of the Worlds
Man.
all over again, Steiny.
Evan, I'm
it's
sorry
just
for
a
you.
bit.
Yeah.
It's
It
just
hurt.
You got burned.
It's
It
just
hurt
a
us, man.
performance
Yeah.
that you
And
put
then he
on
said
tonight.
the
Broke
canoe
out War of the
thing. Yeah.
Worlds.
It's the
He
War of the
winked.
Worlds all
Yeah.
over again.
how many people you think know what that means in our audience?
The only young people who know what that is are the ones that are in my class right now because we actually do a whole class on War of the Worlds.
You know what?
But,
As weird as it is, that could happen again, something similar.
Of course it could.
But it would be obviously a completely different medium. But that could the worlds could get snookered again.
We suffered through 4 years in the White House
It
based on
happens
a
every
schnookering.
election year. What are you
Man,
talking
I mean,
about?
Back to Wiggins.
Well, the schnookering in this country now has taken on a whole new level of impact in terms of, Russia hacking Facebook and election fraud, tremendous, and, the Florida hanging chads and all the rest of it. So the schnookering now is ongoing.
Wow.
Gotcha. No Wiggins tonight.
And tell me what that is.
Finger.
No, it's like a finger.
It's a sore finger.
I actually don't know. I
It's
just saw
a
finger.
sore right finger.
Right.
And I saw the report.
He's only got 4 more.
Well, he's only got 3 more and a thumb, which
Well,
we
right.
can argue whether or not a thumb is a finger.
That's like
Is
a hot
Die
dog, a
Hard
sandwich.
is
Yeah.
Die Hard a Christmas movie? Is the thumb a finger?
Not December till tomorrow. You can't do Die Hard yet.
No, but we can get into all of these semantic arguments
Yeah.
because to me, the original thumb, Steiny, was only just a thumb.
Shout out Tom.
Thank you. So that's a force. That's new material. I like it. He's got a sore right finger. Which one? And what does that mean? Because I know about a broken finger or a sprained finger or a first metatarsal or metacarpal. I'm sorry, the tarsals are feet.
It's
Carpal,
sore,
carpal
Dibs.
tunnel.
It's sore. It
Kobe
hurts.
played with a broken one.
It
Is
hurts.
that where
Yeah.
you're going?
What does that mean, though, Mark?
Well, I don't know. I don't
Should
know.
he be out
That's
of
what
the
I'm
game?
asking
so,
Steiny.
Maybe it's so swollen that he can't shoot. I don't know.
But what's the injury?
It's a sore finger.
It's a sore right finger.
No, don't.
What does
no.
that mean?
What are
I'm
you
just
but what are you insinuating?
I'm insinuating that it's either broken, sprained, fractured, or just sore.
Is this the wussification
Yeah, I
of
think
Wiggins?
that's where
Is
he's
that what
going.
you're insinuating?
These are your words, Mark.
No, I'm
hefty.
asking you.
I'm
Why
asking
are
you.
Nobody-
I'm asking you. First of all,
There's no way
what
for us
finger?
to know.
There is.
No, there isn't. How do we know?
Well, we know
I don't know
because
what
we
finger
asked
it
the
is.
hard questions.
Well, then
Which
we'll-
finger is it?
And we'll ask tonight.
And what's the injury?
I'm going to the game. I'll ask.
You going tonight?
I'm going.
All right.
I won't be able to ask pregame because I got to finish up here with you.
Yeah.
I won't get over there until tips, but I'll go.
What's your traveling party like? Just you and the lovely Christy?
No, less.
You going solo dolo?
Solo bolo.
Really?
That's right.
You gonna make some hay?
I don't even know what that means.
Huh? Just
means-
interject yourself into the night.
I am going to be heard. Okay?
That means you asked the
I'm
hard
going to
question.
be seen. I'm going to be heard, and I am going to do the darn thing.
Attaboy.
Okay?
You going solo?
You figure out what that means. Yeah, I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission.
Wow.
This to me now
It
is
is
more
an it's an
fascinating.
undisclosed-
This is more fascinating
This
than a
is-
Wiggins
So lovely,
finger.
This is
Christy.
an undisclosed mission.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'll get it out of you.
My mission, should I choose to accept it, and I have.
I could come up with some. Okay, so he's meeting somebody
Nope.
that he has ties with
Nope.
from L.A.
Nope.
Clearly.
Is that it, Steiny?
Meeting no
Or
one.
possibly.
I will go, I will conduct the mission, and then I will go home.
Are you?
What's the-
now,
I
are
am
you?
not meeting anyone. I will sit in my predetermined media seat.
Is he skulky?
I will get a water.
Something's.
I will grab some popcorn, and I will watch the game with a mindful eye, and then I will conduct the mission, and I will go home and go to bed.
I'll tell you, here it is.
There's a carrot.
Is he still got the gig teaching?
Yeah.
He does, but
yes, but nope.
Let me be wrong.
He would bring his class if he was
in
doing
January.
that.
Well, no, I was thinking
That's
that maybe
in January.
he's going to the game tonight to seek out somebody who can bring a guest speaker or to would they be willing to help?
Nope. Don't need anyone's help. This is an easy mission. It's an important one.
Okay,
but I will conduct it, and then it will be over, and I will go to bed.
Okay, here's the bottom line.
Huh?
Do you want to keep it to yourself? Or do you not care?
I don't know that you would care if you knew what it was.
I care now. No, what I'm saying
I've
is,
never cared about anything more.
Is it a professional reason?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it affect my job or our station in any way?
Potentially positively. No,
Okay, good.
no danger for negatively.
Okay,
Are you seeking out a particular individual?
Maybe.
Aha.
Actually, yes.
Does it involve future employment for your boy the Dibber?
You have current employment. You're fine.
Well, I'd love to get a side gig as maybe like the Clippers insider.
There's no side. No, this has nothing to do with the Clippers at all.
Okay.
It has everything to do with the Golden State Warriors.
Is Raymond Ritter
the
involved?
team that I love? Raymond is already.
He's already involved.
Yeah,
Well,
Raymond. That's like asking if God's involved.
Does this involve Andrew Wiggins' finger?
Not directly.
Not. How about indirectly?
Potentially.
Trying to get a one-on-one with a player.
I'll have conversations.
This is Mark Willard here with Andrew Wiggins' finger. Hey, finger.
That's right.
How you doing?
What were you doing back in March, finger?
You're listening to
were you
95.7
doing?
The Game. KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube. Powered by First NorCal Credit Union.
I mean,
I think I know.
no, you don't.
I do think I know.
On your seventh guess, I love this.
What do you think you think?
It's like a Peter
Say
King
it,
column.
somebody.
I actually don't want to say it because you might not want it out there.
We're playing a game.
Yeah, there's nothing private or
you
like.
get
It
mad.
sounds to me like you may have a little 5-minute, 10-minute scheduled with Wiggins.
No
Without
chance.
Dibs.
What do you mean without no chance?
Andrew Wiggins.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what I...
that's right.
he has a chance to interview Wiggins every day on the show. And
well, yes and
have
no.
you heard me do my Wiggins?
Major expose.
That's pretty
No.
good.
No, what
We
I'm
wanna
saying
hear
is,
it.
if there was somebody that I did, let's say there were a pressing
Yeah.
issue, well, I would go over there.
Andrew has agreed to tell me everything that he's done every day for the last year of his life.
It was just a guess.
It's an exclusive.
And I was thinking, I don't want to tip off any of the other writers.
No, there's no.
Okay.
No. Does not involve. It does. Well, yeah, no.
Is there
It
a
does not.
possibility of you being let down on your drive home if something doesn't come to fruition?
Not really.
All right.
This will happen.
No disappointment?
I told you this is easy, and it's not a huge deal, but it's an important one to me.
So
and
it's
for us.
huge.
But
When you say us, you and Dibs or us as a station?
More he and I than the station.
more Dibs, but
Yeah.
everybody.
I figured it out, and I'm not going to overstate it because it's And thank you for doing what you're doing.
Well, tell
It's
him to turn the
I-
sign that says
this is the first moment where I actually think someone in the room does actually know
I
what
actually,
I'm doing tonight.
it just
Okay, is it
and
possible?
I'll tell you off there. It's not. It's
Get
not
somebody
as
to change the
I know what
sign
it
from
is.
Bonte and Shasky to Steiny and Guru. I think it's our turn if we're going
I
in
know what it
sequence.
is.
It's been stuck on that for a while.
Okay, I
It's been
will accept
stuck on that for a
I'll
while.
accept side missions if
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
And I will be going with a piece of paper to map exit route strategy from Chase
Thank
Center.
you. Good Lord.
Just because I've learned that we need
That place is a labyrinth.
We
Yeah.
need
Boy,
that as
I've
a
got
society, and I continue to want to know. I was struck
Tell him
by
to
what.
click that thing to Steiny
I
and
was
Guru.
struck
I know what it is.
after the knockout tournament to see how Bonte he knew hallways
Yeah.
and doors, and he knew where things
That's
led.
home.
Yes. But it was an intimidation sensation.
That's a buck.
And I would like to learn more about how to exit Chase Center.
But Willard, you gotta
without
really
ending
tell
up
us before this
in
is
in a locked stairwell on the roof. I don't want that to happen
what it is.
again.
Yeah,
Give
I
it to us,
do
Steiny.
too.
It's not a big deal.
Here's what.
really
No,
not.
it's not a big deal, but I know what it is. It fits all the criteria,
Yeah.
and it's this. He's going over there to just
Mingle.
No, to face-to-face, nothing big, but a handshake and a da-da-da with Mike Dunleavy, setting up his weekly show with Willard and Dibs.
Mike
And
Dunleavy.
what did I say?
You said Dunleavy. You meant Steve Kerr.
No, I meant Mike Dunleavy.
Show is back.
No, I meant Mike Dunleavy. You know Kerr. Or maybe you know what? No, actually, he's going over to thank Steve Kerr for his candidness yesterday. That's what he's doing. And he's going to bump into Dunleavy and say, hey, you want to do the executive show with us? That'd be great.
You guys have gotten warmer points. But
he's going over to tell Steve Kerr, play Moses Moody more or else.
That's right.
Yeah.
You see Marcus Thompson today? He had a good little.
No, I didn't.
He had a good little clever line about that the Warriors. They've been saying they're going to play the hot guys, but he had some reference to sinning, and he said that was a sin against Moses.
Yeah. Wow,
that's pretty good.
That is good.
That is strong.
And he apologized. He admitted his error to you guys yesterday.
Not Marcus Thompson.
No, Steve Kerr. He said he saw.
Yeah, that was great.
And we talked about it immediately after where, we all interview a number of different people, and Acho today was great, and you guys have had wonderful
Family.
guests. And,
he's my cousin.
We get Steve Kerr on, and, we're all, Mark and I are kind of we're getting geared up to ask the hard question because Mark and I are both a little bit more on the easygoing tip. So when it comes to shows like yesterday, not that it's hard for us to get into that mode, but we do know that we need to get in that mode. Steve knows it, and so the interview starts, and Steve starts with, guys, let me go ahead and start with. Yeah. And he totally disarms everyone with
Willard went in right when he did it. Okay.
I mean, and it was an honest mea culpa. And many people on the YouTube and on Twitter like, oh, of course he said that. Now you got to go out and prove it. But think about how few people that we interview actually get to that level of honesty and contrition. Mark and I were both struck by that. He's a rare guy. Yep. And maybe it's because he has 4 titles, and so you can be more secure in how you really feel, and you can be more honest, quote unquote. But
I felt better as a fan that, you come in there with all that emotion saying Moody shouldn't have came out. Well, but then he got there. He got there to tell you guys and the nation, the public, I messed up.
Yeah. He made it easy because he was like, it wasn't my best night coaching. So I said, so what would you have done differently? And he launched into it. And I think that's not a basketball thing or even a coaching thing. Like, you listen to Steve, and I think this has happened maybe. This for me. I'm not going to put thoughts in anybody else's head, but you listen to Steve through the years, there are moments like that where I feel like you can learn something. Like I think, and I don't mean about basketball even. Like Steve,
definitely.
Steve's a good dude.
Kepler wouldn't have done that.
I
don't think Kepler would have.
You're probably right.
You're
probably right.
It was a consideration.
He would have finessed it, but he never would have just said it was on me.
It's such a and Dibs is right. Like we joked yesterday. The YouTube feed for 3 hours was like, you better get him. You better get him.
Hold his feet to the fire.
You better get him. You better get him. And then one sentence into the interview, the YouTube feed is like, "We love you, Coach. Coach, that's my coach. That's my coach." And I'm like,
was real.
No, but there's power in that. There's so much power in those 3 words. I was wrong, and people who
speak on it.
People who are able to just wake up one day and look another human being in the eye and say that. It's not as scary as you think it is. It's powerful because it completely. Who doesn't relate to that? Who doesn't get disarmed by all of that? And like how I messed up,
but that's
so okay. People will usually accept that.
Right.
Now, if you do it after every game, at a certain point they'll fire you.
Well, to me, it's about what happens next.
Yeah.
It's about what happens next.
With these injuries, Moses is going to play the whole game tonight.
He's right.
So who cares?
But I liked what he said, too, it's clearly noteworthy. He said he made a mistake. He should have kept Moses Moody in the game. But, he also spent a lot of time talking about we cannot win a title unless we're led by Klay and Wiggins. Klay and Wiggins have to be at their best. So even though he said he made a mistake, he's still not hedging, but he's still saying, we believe this can still be a championship team, and our first priority is still, we must get those guys going.
Don't you agree?
I agree with the theory.
Whether you think
absolutely.
Whether you think they can contend or not.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's micro, macro.
If they have 1% chance then yes, that has to happen.
On a given night, you could replace Klay Thompson with Moses Moody. In the grander scheme, you cannot.
Right, and I think that's true. But now keep in mind the one thing he said two things too is one is Moses was playing great. I mean that's one of the big reasons. It was obvious he nailed 4 shots. He was active. He almost kept them in the game when the Kings were playing. The Kings were making shots. So it was really pronounced. And then I noticed he said, which would have worked too, or I should have kept him in a little longer.
Yeah,
just to see.
That would have worked too. But what I'm getting at is the next time, what if Moses doesn't make 4 straight? What if he's only 2 for 4 and he's in that? Sure, the next time Moses plays like that, the first 8 minutes of the fourth quarter, he's going to stay in the game. But what about when he's playing a B game or a B+ game or a B- game? How do you figure that out game after game after game?
It's kind of funny because and I know the Wiggins thing maybe is just one night or whatever, but if GP2, less so Chris Paul, but if GP2 is going to be out a month or 2 months,
man.
I mean, Moses Moody is now. Yeah. Moses Moody going to play a ton of basketball.
I mean, that's
probably the main replacement.
Remember the old Jesse Jackson? The point is moot.
Yeah,
that's what it would be.
Yeah,
it is
great skit.
It really is
great skit.
You're right. Great. If Peyton's out for a little while, and the minutes aren't going to be an issue
CP3 too with the nerve damage in a leg is you think about Kawhi Leonard and his nerve damage. Combined with his just straight up exodus.
Seeing him in slides, Dibs, it was like he's done. It was one of those.
And limping in slides, too, yeah.
I feel like we completely took a right turn off of your MVP question with Emmanuel Acho, though.
Because we want to know what you're going down there to do. That's all that's on my mind.
No, I know, but I feel like we should go back and answer that.
I want to go back to it. You got to tell us.
I'll tell you when you exit the building.
All right.
I'll text you. In fact, maybe I'll take a picture of myself doing it.
Well, that's what we
and
do.
Send that to you at 10 o'clock tonight.
Right. What do you think it is?
Just post it on Twitter because the guy who you'll do it with is not on Twitter.
It's going to be so underwhelming. We're going to be embarrassed.
Dibs just gave us a hint.
It's beyond underwhelming.
It's
beyond underwhelming.
No, it's great, and I thank you for that in advance because if I didn't have this, and I don't want to say damn baby because I love this baby, but
no, I get it. I get it.
I mean, I get home and like last night I got met at the door. It was your turn. Because I had BART issues. I didn't get home till about 7:15, and
oh my god,
well, dude, wifey was home for 4 hours.
He was on the track,
dude. Yeah. Jack, he was on the track.
Let me tell you what sometimes worked for me when I got to the door, opened it, and there was a baby. Right
there's a baby, dude.
Let me go to the bathroom.
Oh no!
You gotta go to the bathroom.
See, I thought
the baby loves to be in the bathroom, so you pop her in the corner, and dude, she's
you can sit and relax.
I mean,
I was like, go see Mama.
Yeah. I mean, Mama had
the little feet on the ground. I know you.
You have to be my age. The bathroom is
dude,
before
I'm almost
the hello.
Your age. Yes,
I thought you were gonna say act drunk, like just stumble into the house.
Yes,
that's just kicking the can down the road, though.
Totally. The guest bed is not
I'm not saying it's a good idea, but it would work in the moment.
I open the door from the garage, and all I hear in the other room is, guess who's home? And then you hear the pat, 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 the pitter-patter of crawling hands and knees.
Oh, I thought that was you running back to the car.
No, that would be smarter, but and I can only get through to 7 o'clock with Grandy, and then it's like, well, I mean... geez, I'm not listening to Fox.
Can I just say this real quick on your? First of all, I've reached this point with it. I couldn't give a rip if Brock Purdy wins the MVP. I couldn't give a rip. I want the Niners to do well in the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. But the one thought that he has in there, he's right that I think a lot of voters will look at it that way. And for those of you just joining us, the idea was that Brock. I've heard this from a bunch of people. The fact that Brock Purdy couldn't elevate his team. I now have come to despise the idea that we do this to players, where it's like, if things crumble around you a little bit, you now need to show us that you can go do it by yourself. How is that any different than us saying 4 years ago, Steph Curry, the Warriors should have been amazing. They should not have gotten the second
game win.
I don't care that everybody got hurt. You're Steph Curry. You put them on your back, and you elevate everyone around you and you take them to the promised land by yourself. It doesn't exist in sports. It's a stupid concept. The idea that somebody just snaps their fingers and makes the team as good when things around them are unavailable. I don't know anybody who does that.
And people act like he drafted himself to this Niner loaded offense. They drafted me. You know, it's like he handpicked. I'll go the easy route. Like, okay, what if they didn't get hurt? Like, you can't use that across the board because Jalen Hurts. What if everything doesn't crumble you just ball out? Then what? You're a product of the system?
I mean, I see what he's saying.
Okay, but go to Minnesota. You fly down the field on the opening drive, and McCaffrey fumbles.
What I'm saying?
We're going,
that's right.
Oh, Purdy can't play without Williams. It's like, what?
Well, no.
What are we talking about?
No, what I'm saying is, to my way of thinking, if Moody makes the kick against Cleveland,
right,
and the 49ers are 9-2, guess what? He's closer to number one for the MVP.
Well, and what if Josh Elliott...
he had nothing to do with that.
If Elliott doesn't make the 59-yarder in the driving rain, then they're 9-2.
Exactly.
So now you're both 9-2, and now we're thinking about this game completely different.
And if Patrick Mahomes didn't have 2 Super Bowls, he wouldn't even be in the conversation.
You're probably right about that.
He's not even having one of his best
Guys
years.
never played a road playoff game. Mahomes. That's crazy.
It's Lamar's going to win the MVP.
You think so?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
He might need to win at Levi's in order to clinch that.
So why are we not saying McCaffrey
you got to do well in your biggest games.
When did the McCaffrey noise go away?
See, I would argue Brock is right back in the race if they go.
But he ain't higher than McCaffrey. When did that noise come down?
We do this in Heisman votes now all the time. Like your biggest game. So if the Niners go score 30 and beat Philly, and Brock has 2+ TD passes and no picks.
What if McCaffrey runs for 200?
Then
it's still there.
And this is stupid. But if you're not a quarterback,
all right,
you're starting a mile behind the rest of the group.
Brock is starting a mile behind the rest of the group because of draftism. And Acho made a great point about how he feels about Trent Williams, and I think that prevailing notion exists in more than just his mind. That's all.
We got a meeting, Goo.
Bag is on the shoulder.
Overtime from Steiny. Look at you.
on the shoulder.
Yeah,
the bag is on the shoulder.
Dude, it sounds like his call of the Guru ouster.